But joining me now in studio is the Dallas College. I'm joined by lecturers Kareem Maliki, Ihsan Mate, and also a student, Hamza Mbuyani. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show, guys.
Wa alaikum salam.
Now, it's an interesting topic, right? Heritage. Sunday's Heritage Month. And it actually starts with the history of Shaka Zulu, right? That was the original person who, his history. And I believe there was a battle on this day that caused people to mark it as a day of celebration, a day of reflection as well. But we joined in studio with the Dallas College, and if I can start with Kareem, and we thought of very important to bring in a student and some of the other lecturers to talk about this topic. Why is the topic of heritage and culture and all of these things important?
I think it's very important to start by saying that we as a human beings, the fact that we have a culture is something which distinguishes us from animals. I mean, the culture means that we are something more than just we eat, we sleep, and we procreate. We try to make sense of our life, and the culture is the guidance. Culture tells us what is right, what is wrong. Culture starting from the highest level of religion, giving us the values and shaping the culture, and ending with our cuisine, the way we sit, the way we eat. Do we use the spoons, do we use the sticks, or do we eat with our own hands? It is something which truly shapes us, shapes our worldview. So without culture, can we speak about actually being complete human beings? Celebrating culture, celebrating our heritage, our legacy, it's celebrating our humanity, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it should be. But there are voices of people who say, culture always brings in a subjective perspective on life. And if you're going to practice your religion, you bring your own culture in, it might, affect that. And let's bring that to the table. What would you say about that question?
From a personal perspective, I would say being Swati, and when I first came to Cape Town, which I first studied in the University of Western Cape, my experience was very, I would say, very limited in a sense that you are Muslim, but you are, first of all, I'm a black South African, but then when I go out into the sphere and tell people that I'm Muslim, people don't, they kind of touch my image as a black person in being Muslim. People always find it very peculiar. They'll be like, how are you Muslim? What do you mean? And they go on to ask my surname. Maybe they expect me to say I'm Hamza Muhammad, that's my surname, and stop from there. But when I say I'm a Swati Muslim, people in Cape Town, they can't put the relation together. To them, being Muslim is either you must look sort of Arab, or Indian or Somali, but you're never a black man.
And that's quite ironical, right? Isn't in terms of our own history, isn't that irony? Because we've been growing up in a multicultural society. Shouldn't people have at least an understanding that anyone could be anything these days? Wouldn't you say that, Lecturer Ihsan?
Absolutely. I think first we have to understand what is it that defines you in South Africa. And I would mention this because I'm currently translating a book from Zulu to English. One of the books, in fact, which are old, was written in 1924 by a man named Makema Fuze. And what he's trying to do is that look at where you come from and understand where you're going in terms of growth and in terms of your understanding of the world. And I think it's important that first we understand how culture evolves. Since you mentioned Shaka Zulu, the person who actually, we are celebrating this day because of him, because it was called the Shaka Day and it was changed in 1995. Up until today.
But it's become Braai Day. I don't like that.
It becomes Braai Day. You see, everything becomes on cuisines, etc. But let's understand what Shaka did. Shaka, what he did was he would bring all the clans together. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what ethnicity or what tribe you belong to. But he actually brings them together and he creates some sort of unity among different tribes.
Obviously, there's a need, according to many young people, is the need for decolonisation. And I know what Professor Mahmoud Mamdani said at the UCT lecture was that if you are imprisoned by a worldview that has been given to you, you should take that same imprisonment and use it against the people who have imprisoned you. He said that's as if you are standing in a cage, and if you just to lift the spikes up and use it against the same people. Would you agree with that statement, that we use the university methods and the Western model to really to decolonize what is questionably impossible to decolonize?
Yes. As a lecturer of history, I would say first one must speak the words that would conscientize the next youth.
Yeah.
Now, what is history? History today is being presented as some sort of antiquarian study that is fascinating, and we actually can't make sense out of our lives. And the tree that does not know its roots or doesn't have any roots, it's prone not to stand any storms, and any storm can wipe it out and uproot it.
Yeah.
And the issue of decolonization, first we must understand the concept or our understanding of history. Now, you cannot separate South African history from European history, because the European history, in a sense, Western political thought shapes everything. The concept of the parliament is a concept of the Senate in history. So all these institutions must be understood, as well as one can ask what is democracy, or what is education, or what type of education is needed to facilitate this. Is that we must understand our own history. I must understand my own history, my ancestors, how they came about, and how do they view the world. So if I'm sitting and probably studying engineering, I can't make sense out of it because I'm paralyzed by something I don't understand. So therefore, I should get an education which is liberating, an education that will allow me to function in society and function to be more a productive human being. Because I cannot be just an atom or just a small little thing acting amongst a variety of things. Otherwise, everything becomes a choice. Do I have a choice to do this? Do I have a choice to do that? Or I become a consumer.
So, in terms of practical, ways in order to conscientize the youth, in order to instill the importance of heritage and also the process of decolonization in your own understanding of it, what are some of the practical steps that we could do in order to achieve that goal?
I think practically you must, first of all, you must know who you are. What is your name? Where do you belong to? Where are your roots? Make sense of yourself. If you not be able to, preserve your own identity, you will be given identity. Yeah. When you speak about globalization, which is the mass McDonaldization of the country, you speak about decolonization just now. I mean, half an hour ago, I was passing on the main road and I saw the Golden Arrow bus stop. It has the advertisement of the KFC, and it says, "Decolonize your diet, boycott it." Decolonization, I don't think it will start from university. Decolonization will start from your diet. Decolonization will start from the way you look at world. Decolonization will start at your own house. You can't decolonize university when your own family is not decolonized. And unfortunately today, many people who speak about decolonization, unfortunately, they succumbed and they believe in the morality brought by the Western civilization, which is immorality. Abandoning the traditions of the African people, of the Muslim people. And we all know it. We have lobola, we have mahar and nikah. This is all beautiful tradition. How can we speak about going back to our roots if when in the field of morality we accept this irresponsibility, when we will see, I mean, we all know the problems about teenage pregnancy, how it is interlinked with the problem of education. Here we see how the problem with immorality prevents us from growing healthy family, healthy children, healthy youth. So I think decolonization will start at home. Take responsibility for yourself, for your past, and the people you will deal with. Then perhaps we can decolonize ourselves.